So when we take a look at this video, whatever the primary key term is, verbatim, you want to make sure that it's in the title. Next, the next piece of information that I want to point out to you is this right here. The first few words that show up inside of the video results on YouTube, also on Google and other search engines, they must contain what's inside the title, most notably primary key terms verbatim to what's in the title. Next, you want to have up towards the top of the page. I might not have done this on this video, but generally right here, you want to put your calls to action. Call this number, go to this link, right? And I always want to put in what is called video schema. At least you will. Not every video I will. I put out a lot of videos. But if you're doing this, you want to chapter it. Why? It gives more context to the video. All right. The next piece that I want to point out to you is at the bottom of every video, I'm associating a name to an address, entity, phone number, entity. The video is about topic, entity. I'm putting my name, my address, my phone number, my business name. I put all of the information. Very important. The next thing that we like to do in every video, but we'll also put links to our maps, different map locations, internal pages that are on the site. Don't go completely ham, but we want to link things that are hyper relevant. All right. Our other social medias, remember, we're trying to build an entity around the person, around the topic, and our business. Okay. The next thing I want to point out to you, and I can side of here, and we will click on edit, and I'll show you some of the zones that you want to put this stuff into. Okay. So stick with me here. Let's go over here, copy, get rid of this. We'll come right over here, my friends. Okie dokie. All right. We'll come right into this one. Give me one moment, please. Pause, and we'll go to edit video. All right. Now, this is where I mentioned to go ahead and put your URL. Even if it was up here, what's great about having the URL up to the top, front and center, is that not only will the user see it, but it's not counted towards your character usage by YouTube. So what I mean by this is if I were to put my HTTPS, my URL up here, YouTube will still move it down. So I'll still get credit for all the key terms. So you want your link up top, but you don't want it to count towards your count. YouTube knows that. So put it up towards the top so people see it. Next, we talked about the schema. Next, we're talking about what's inside the video. Next, we're going to create what association to name, address, phone number, location. All right. The next piece of this is I want to point out these playlists. If you are a dentist, because my next example when we lay out the website is based around dentist. Let's say you're a dentist. If you're a dentist, what is your service dropdown? Because remember, you have a Google Maps, right? You have other profiles. What's your expertise around? Let's say you're a cosmetic dentist. So you do cosmetic dentistry. On top of that, you do Invisalign, you do root canals, you do, I don't know, veneers, you do implants, right? Whatever your primary top level category is, that's your playlist. Why? Because this is going to match and mirror your website of top level categories. And then you can fill in videos to build depth of concept. Because remember, those videos are going to be utilized on your website. Those videos are going to be used for more, but I just want to make this point. This playlist section mirrors the site, all right, when we're doing local businesses. Next, and don't mix and match. Put them in their relevant place. The next thing I want to point out to you is going to be, is it made for kids? Is it not? Fill this out. The more context you can give to the video, the better off you are. Don't skip a piece. It's your business. Don't be lazy. All right, let's scroll down. No, I don't restrict mine. Next, you'll go to show more. All right. Video doesn't contain paid promotion. I don't do paid promotion. This is altered content. Nope, we don't. There's nothing altered unless you are. Be upfront and honest with YouTube. I always am. The next piece is the chapters. I let them do whatever they want, right? Utilize the content. They're free distribution. You're going to put chapters in it. They're either going to do work for you, right? Like help you do work or help you distribute your content. Great. Go ahead, right? So there's that. Next is the tags. It says that they don't play a role. We tested this. For large channels that have subscriber base, channels that are getting a lot of distribution, sure. But I have found personally that utilizing your tags, any word and word variation that's in your title, that's what you add to the tags. So whatever words are up in your title tag, just utilize all the variations. And then go for big, broad topics. Like for me, maybe search engine marketing or how to education. And then, of course, I'm associating my name and my website. You with me? The next part is you're going to do your language. You always want to fill this out. Your content hasn't aired on TV unless it has. Title description, of course, fill this out. When did you record it? Location, adding this has led to less views, but if you're a local business and the video is targeting an area or a service in an area, it's going to be good for you. All right. Like when we're building out lead generations for we buy houses in a particular city, we're making videos about how much do homes generally go for? When should I call someone to sell my house? Like, why should I utilize a private seller as opposed to selling it myself or whatever? We put location modifiers in there. All right. That's this section. Next, standard license distribution is everywhere. Allow embedding. Sure. Again, they're doing stuff with you. All right. Any functionality, any feature that someone can help expand your business and what you're doing, I find it to be excellent. Go ahead. All right. Next is your category. Whatever you decide to put in as your category, that's what you stick with. You remember, you're trying to build consistency. So education. Type, just name it. This is the schema repeated. Again, I have found that this doesn't necessarily help. This was I tested it here. I think I did 10 different videos where I tested it. It takes a lot of time. The juice isn't worth the squeeze, in my opinion, as of today. Okay. Next, I always put the comments on, but I make it strict moderation. I don't want people advertising. You want to give them the opportunity to engage with you, but we don't want people advertising or saying anything malicious. So you can set that up on the other end. And that's what I do. It's just strict moderation. Okay. These are the basic pieces. File name obviously is the same name as your title. The thumbnail size is 1280 by 720. That's going to contain the primary key term. When you want to create your subtitles, here's what I do. This is fast, easy. You get that lift. So you come inside of here, you click subtitles. You'll make this text. You scroll up to the very top. You change this one. Any of the misspellings or anything that's underlined, I usually will fix that up, right? I go down the list. If I see any ums or uhs, I'll do a control F, do like this. Usually I'll take them out if I see them, but then down at the bottom or anywhere throughout this particular file, you can add your key term, your phone number, your name. You can add key phrases. All right. You hit done. And now all of a sudden you have a closed caption file. Excellent. Next, we have on our end screen, you're baking in links to the video. Remember, you want to cross-reference your website and other videos that are within a playlist. So you put your playlist, you put a video, and then you put your website. You with me? Right? You're getting a link from Google, aka YouTube. Okay. Like, why wouldn't I? The same goes within here. You may want to put links to your playlist inside of your actual video description. All right. Next is the cards. They don't get much click through. If you want to take the time, go for it. I don't generally waste my efforts, but it's up to you. Now, the last piece that I want to point out as far as optimization, we talked about the title, the video, the description. We talked about video schema, putting your link up here. The only other thing is we talked about cross-linking playlists inside of the description. There's one more element of optimization, and that's the first comment. All right. Here, we'll go over here and we'll take a look at this so I could show this to you. All right. So when you're doing your very first comment, what I like to do is I like to put in because mobile, they might not see it. Desktop, people might not see it. However, there is an opportunity to generate a click and also convey more messages and incite some type of communication. It's key for business, right? So with that being said, this first comment, I always pin up to the top. We want to put our primary key phrases. We want to put like for me, it's, hey, ask a question. Here's my services. Here's my mastermind. Here's what I'm doing. Okay. For you, it might be different, but make sure you're linking to what's relevant, what service, who you are, what you do. Repeat relevant information here. All right. This is a key zone. It shows up in the code. It's important. All right. With that being said, there are some other optimizations that can be made when you're making your service area videos. Remember, YouTube is scanning the video. These are maybe advanced tips, I guess. They're scanning the video for anything that's malicious or, derogatory. However, when they're scanning the video, they are making what is called a storyboard. If you check the source code, you'll see storyboard. That storyboard is making thumbnails of your video, which they scan for verification. In any case, they're also looking at words on and in the video. So if you're putting primary key phrases, your name, your brand, the location you service, this is going to be a good idea. All right. Now that's basic stuff. All right. But that's going to wrap it up for that particular section. This is the video aspect. But I want to point out to you as a business owner, if you're using this as a strategy for local business marketing, we want to be very selective on the videos that we're making. Let me walk you through exactly what I mean. Here's what we're looking to do. You come inside of here, we have questions. The questions are related to dentists. This is supporting content. If it's going to be, if I have website.com/dentist/depth of concept, here's your questions. On top of that, we also want to make sure that we are aiming for entity results when creating images, audio, and video. How do we find those types of pieces of content to create? Let me share with you. So you come inside of here. We're going to go broad match. We can do all if you want. Okay. And if you want to geo-modify it, you can. You could anything. I'm just giving you the strategy. All right. Dentist is the big primary. We want to target entity results with image, audio, and video. You come over here, go to all broad. We're looking for advanced filters. What are we looking for? Well, we're looking for entity results. An entity result showcases an entity within the main result. Now, we know that there is a sort order, right? Sort orders are based upon not only relevance, but also age, internal links. There's so many factors, right? But the big one is intent. It's intent, right? But we also know that the sort order is based upon relevance. So relevance and intent is what can influence SERP order, correct? So that tells me if images, video, or audio are on the first page, they are most relevant and they service the intent. So what I'm looking for is within that first page, is there going to be images? Is there going to be a video, featured video, video carousel? Now this is location is an entity as well. Now we've already addressed that, right? We know about having a GBP. We know about creating geo-specific. We're not going to address that. We're talking right now just about creating video content, images, podcasts around an entity. Okay. So what we're looking for down the list here, let's keep going. Looking for another image one. I thought there was another one, but this should get me to the result that I'm looking for. Image pack is good. Where's my other carousel at? Doesn't matter. I don't want to spend too much time on it. But now we're looking at the SERP functionality or the SERP feature containing a result. Hopefully we're looking for a first page result, first or second, containing these particular entities. Why is that? Because we want to associate those entities to our brand, business, and service, and also the people that work there. You with me? Great. So when we come down this list, anything that shows up here, just because you see this here, doesn't mean that it's the most relevant. How do we determine this? We determine this based upon what page is it on. Where is the SERP feature at? This, you have to go and look. Because I've noticed that the data on SEMrush is blended data, and it might be less relevant to your location. So you'd have to go and take a look. You can also geo-modify the keyword searches as well. But let's just go in here together just to give you an idea. So let's go to questions, okay? And then let's put a perfect. All right, now I don't know if this is going to be the best, and I think there's another way to put a filter on it, but here's what I would do, okay? Because it's not like you're going to create 1,800 videos or 1,800 podcasts. Maybe you will, but really you're looking for the best. Like where can you do the least amount of work for the most amount of output? What's the best ROI on my time or my effort or the dollars spent, correct? So here's what we're going to do. Let's just say it's this one. All right. We come out here, we go to Google and we type this in. We're looking for our entity result. What's being showcased? We're looking for our videos, our images, something on this first page. This is page 2. Would I put this in here? Maybe, perhaps. Maybe I would tie this around on one of my location pages. Maybe I'll make this. How much do they make in X city? Are you with me? This is how we're going to build depth. We're aiming for these types of results. We want to make sure that we're pumping out content and including content that's image, video, audio, location specific. We do that too. We have our map, we have our products and our services within Google Maps. We're not going to talk about that. We put images inside of maps. We update our posts inside of maps, right? And then on top of that, that's synced to your listing within Bing. Bing is synced to Yahoo, it's synced to AOL, right? So I'm updating this. The same photos that I'm utilizing within my posts, within my website, when I'm creating my content, or the videos that I'm using, maybe not as long, that's the same videos, the same images that I'm utilizing for posts. On top of that, my products and services are pointed to internal pages, right? From maps in, it all works together.